Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Capital. And today was Saturday, May 20th, and it's opening day here in Southgate. Oh, yeah, some train action. And who doesn't like trains? I think that's a universal experience. We all like trains. So, gosh, the first half of the show will be a bunch of train action with conductors and train rides and all number of things, everything train related. And then the second half of the show will be Flower Day at Eastern Market, which was the following day, Sunday, May 21st. But we're going to start with the trains, and they're loading them up right now. And this is at Leroy Park in Southgate. And yeah, they're pulling the trains out of the barn, checking for everything here. A little track adjustment. They're pulling them out of the storage barn. But yeah, these are 1/8 scale models. And the track gauge or width is 7.5 inches. But safety dividends are priceless, it says. Yeah, Kiwanis International. Kiwanis Park is the official name of the park. And then I caught this sign earlier, train rides, see you in the spring. So I went online, Googled it, found the website, and then I got the schedule online, and I marked my calendar. And so I was ready. I didn't get here right at noon when officially they opened. Here, looking at the map, so Southgate is downriver action here. And it's almost to Pennsylvania. Leroy Street is like in between Eureka and Pennsylvania. And then Trenton, just before it blends into Fort Street there and heads into Riverview. So yeah, we'll take a little downriver spin here on a train not far from Southland Mall. All right, we're on the train, all aboard. And these aren't filled with oil or any hazardous materials. I'm not worried about a train derailment or nothing like that. And even if it toppled over, you're only falling about like a foot. So chances are very slim for any accident, but they have safety precautions. You have to hang on. If you got youngins, yeah, put them in your lap or in front of you and so forth. There's no safety belts or nothing like that, but yeah, we're off. It does 2 loops around the place. There's the conductor up front. Yeah, it's a beautiful park here, and they got a nice track layout. I think at the time I was going, there were 3 trains running at one time, so they keep things moving. We're going to check out that building later. That's like a black hole. They got 2 picnic shelters. One here on the south end. You can get a permit or rent it. You probably have to go to City Hall and figure that one out. Maybe just for 1 table or 2 you don't have to do nothing. But if you want the whole shelter, it would be wise to touch base with the city. But yeah, this is like a family-friendly event. You know, over the mountains and through the woods to grandmother's house we go kind of thing. Here's some people were picnicking. This is the shelter on the north end. And we're going to be pulling into the train station now. These cars are so cool. They're like done up just like the real deal, but just 1/8 scale. And then they even have a playground with the theme of the trains, which is kind of cool. So Great Lakes Live Steamers.org if you want to check out their website. They got some balancing platforms there, so you got to be steady. But here's another train leaving the station here. It's all like volunteers and enthusiasts and aficionados. Here's the card here that they have. Free miniature train rides. Where can you... Donations are appreciated, but, I mean, really for free? That's just incredible. They have a sister place in Royal Oak. They do it on the first Saturday. This one's the third Saturdays, once a month. So May, June, July, August, September, and then they have 2 special events. A Halloween ride in October, and then a Christmas thing where you can visit Santa in December. So there's the phone number if you want to jot that down. And then the website there again, Great Lakes Live Steamers.org. Yeah, it's free. I mean, how can you not beat the price? If you're looking for something fun to do with your youngins, and start them out early, you find, like, if you want to indoctrinate kids, like even with religion or tiger baseball or anything, but even with trains, you start them out young, they get a love for the trains and what's not to like, really. And then they're hooked. You know, you get that little hook in them, and then you got them for life, you know. Check this guy out. It's going backwards. Go figure. Yeah, so they got all the train switching stuff, and this is their barn where they have all the apparatus and store 'em and do maintenance and all that. I was talking to a few of the aficionados or members, and they said it's $25 to join the group, and then you can volunteer and help out. They probably got any number of positions to... you know, because they got to maintain the tracks and the engines and any number of things. It just doesn't work necessarily like clockwork without volunteers and people that want to help out. Yeah, and they're just running, so you can see them right from Trenton Avenue. I think maybe the first time I saw this, I was driving by and saw those trains running, and it's like, what the hell? Would you check that out? And yeah, so... Oh, but I walked across the street. This is, I needed to check this out. Cambridge is a pretty active roadway because Meyer is down at the other end. It run off of 4th Street. But yeah, this is a black hole. What to do? This has apparently been abandoned for a while. It certainly reminds me of Village Plaza in Dearborn, which is it's a white elephant on the west side of Dearborn, Michigan Avenue and Outer Drive. But this place, I don't even know the story, how long it's been abandoned or what. And look at all this land nearby. It was an asphalt lot at one time, but Mother Nature is taking it over. There's all number of birds running and doing all that. So yeah, this is the way it was back on May 20th. Of 2023. It looks like at one time there's like a ghost ad up there. It looks like they were trying to sell the building or lease part of it. They got the broken window theory going here. But yeah, so they've had trouble with vandalism apparently in the past. But what to do? People have to put their thinking caps on. And urban planning is an audience participation event. Don't think because I'm blabbering about it that I have all the answers. Anybody can pipe in on this. Okay, it was called the Southgate Tower. There's the address on Trenton. Henry Ford Hospital had a thing there for a bit. But it looks like just a few tenants at the end. Now, Village Plaza had water damage and problems with asbestos and all that. I'm wondering if this building was probably built around the same time, the late 60s or whatnot. I don't know. I should Google it. Off yonder is a Kroger. That looks like a fairly decent sized Kroger. There's a fancy dancy car wash here. That's quite a big building for a car wash. But look at all this land here. Yeah, urban planner's dream for so yeah, just north of Pennsylvania, and then across Pennsylvania is the city of Riverview. So why pay more for less? You can get fancy car washes here, or a pro car wash. It wasn't too busy. Today was an overcast day. We had some rain on Friday night, and it really greened things up. Here we got some flowers. But yeah, this was asphalt at one time, this whole parking lot. But Mother Nature gets through the cracks, growing the grass. And then there were some birds that were scampering around. These are kind of neat little birds. I like their markings, but they kind of scoot around on the ground real fast. It's easier, I guess, for them to do that rather than fly off or whatever. That's their choice. Here's a lamppost that rusted out and just did a timber. No skateboarding. Yeah, so lucky I didn't bring my skateboard with me. But yeah, the lights are still on. And it's like, what to do? So everybody can put their thinking caps on and say, hey, what do we do here? I'd say you could make a high rent condo type place, or higher rent apartments. A lot of times they want seniors only or 55 and up. But I think you have to have a little bit of a mixed thing a little bit. I'd like maybe like an artist enclave, have several of the floors be done up where artists can have studios and so forth and do their work. And then there's plenty of property around the perimeter that could be used as a sculpture park. They had like a bank thing out here too, like 4 or 5 drive-through slots. So yeah, its last incarnation may have been a bank on the lower level. Intentions are good, actions are better. Yeah, so take care of people less fortunate than you. This was like on the 4th floor. They had some kind of like a kitchen cafeteria type thing. That's looking down south. I don't know how far down south that is, but you can see here the Lowe's. This is Trenton as it's going to blend into Fort Street just down yonder, and there's a Lincoln dealership there. Wyandotte is just to the east here, and then looking north, well, northeast, there's downtown Detroit, the GM Global headquarters. Then I want to check the bridge towers for the Gordie Howe International Bridge. And here's the Windsor Tower. You can see the crane too, so they're still working on the towers. And I checked that out on Sunday. They're coming along with that bridge. So I'll give you a bridge update, but that will probably be next week's show. I'll get up and close to the bridge. But look at the area down here. It's a huge parking lot here. So maybe it could be, there's apartment complex, Fountain South. I think it's just called maybe Fountain. Maybe I'll show the sign later. But, oh yeah, and keeping an eye on the train rides. They're not too far away. Here, now leasing, but they got a pool. This is just north of Cambridge. And this is a lot of apartments here. Maybe they could extend more apartments down south and have different age brackets. You can make it the Monopoly type thing. You could have some upscale. You can have some market rate things. And for the poorer folk, government assisted or housing assistance, Section 8, however you want to call it. Here, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the trains. They run from 12 to 4. just nonstop around the clock for those 4 hours. So you can ride it once, you can ride it twice. Here they even have a 13th floor. I thought that was against the rule book because people are superstitious and stuff. But the building is fairly clean. They could section that off, maybe have 4 units each floor. Or they could mix it up a little bit, have little small studio apartments, and then have the luxury people. Oh, way off in the distance, I'm looking. There's the Ford World headquarters, and then the Salt and Pepper Shakers, or if you prefer, the washer and dryer. But yeah, I saw the Hyatt Regency. That's kind of got the same thing. That's a black elephant or a white elephant. 2004, 2005. These yellow pages, and they're a thing of the past. You don't see many of those anymore, but that's usually a good indication of when the building was last inhabited. So that's quite a while ago, 2004, 2005. So I'm back at the cafeteria level here. Some people did the graffiti. This is not unlike, in Detroit. It's common. They call it ruin porn or whatnot. And a lot of people do their graffiti action. But amazingly enough, that problem's just not associated with Detroit. That's in the suburbs. And then again, I said Dearborn. Village Plaza, same thing. Hyatt Regency. Here you got the floor 13. It went up to 14. So it's just a floor or two higher than Village Plaza. But yeah, just a little spinorama. So everybody put your thinking caps on. There's any number of suggestions or ideas that could happen, and you can get here by bus. This is the 160 downriver line. Mass transportation is good, so buses are a part of that. So there it'll take you to the Meijer, and it goes all the way down to West Street. So that's like, Brownstown Township? So the upper 2 floors are like maintenance, mechanicals, plumbing, heating and cooling, all that elevator stuff. And then lower levels, this still seems like a strong, viable building. I wouldn't necessarily recommend demolishing it, but it's on a prime piece of property in Southgate. And you're just looking for some people with deep pockets and come up with a game plan and an idea and make it worth their while. Maybe we might have to do like Illich. Illich wants to put up a hotel to service the Little Caesars Arena, and he got the city council to bankroll $800 million of a $1.5 billion project. So we got money going to a billionaire to help him put up a hotel, pay for 55% of the cost. Ain't that lovely? So hopefully you don't have to roll out the red carpet to these billionaires to get them to develop a property, but maybe you can make tax incentives, historic credits, DDA money, whatever you got to do to make it work. So, the trains, God, they're fun just watching these things. I'll be back, as they say. I definitely want to check out the Halloween one, and then even when Santa, because I always like to give Santa my list personally. So when I found out Santa's in town, December 1st and 2nd, I'm going to already start working on my list. This pavilion was recently built. It's really nice. The city of Southgate actively promotes this and helps out. I was talking to one of the guys that was running, they call it the train barn. The Renaud family is really active. So this is 2019, so it's only been a few years. But the city council and the mayor are very supportive of what these people are doing. And why not? This is a family-friendly type event. The youngins are, want to yank on all the bells and whistles and stuff like that, so you got to keep an eye on your kid. But, start them out young. Get them a love for trains, and then they'll have that for the rest of their life. I love the ones with the wheels like this. I don't know what you call them. It's probably the steam locomotive. Oh, yeah, and then Well, I talked with Dennis and Gary, and they gave me a bunch of info. So I was checking inside the barn. They got some of the Halloween props, so when Halloween comes around, they're all set. And yeah, the storage thing. Yeah, the kids love this stuff. Oh, here's Dennis. He's gonna fill me in on some stuff, so we'll listen in, get some background feedback. But look at how the train lines run out of here. It's quite the layout they have.
North Fork and Southern, they must be doing some mechanical work, but you see, that's what they look like without the hoods.
Okay, that's the. Oh,
That's
it's
the
got
train itself, yeah.
How many batteries? Oh,
This one's a gas.
okay.
15 horse V-twin engine.
15 horsepower?
15 horse, yeah. It's about what would be in a lawn tractor? And it's hydraulic. So the gas engine runs a hydraulic pump, and the hydraulic pump runs the wheels.
Okay.
See, on regular trains we call them diesels, but all it is a diesel motor that runs a generator which runs electricity to the wheels. So they're actually diesel electric engines.
Oh, so that's the cap.
That's the hood, the cover for
The
this.
hood. Okay. Wow.
That runs the hydraulic into the wheels. That's forward and backwards, and there's neutral. And
Okay.
here's the horn button, and this is for brakes. We have air brakes on our engines.
The Rio Grande.
Yeah. Let's see, what do we have? We have Rio Grande, a Chelsea. What? Chelsea, yes, that's right. Chelsea. I was close. Maybe because I had a niece that was named Chelsea.
What's the name on that steamer?
The one going to the club? It just says, you know, who's got what radio. Sometime in the fall, somebody took a radio and we haven't gotten it back. So instead of our 12, we only got 11.
Okay.
People, a nice long ride.
Sure.
Well, the thing is, at Royal Oak, it's a 7.5 minute over. Here it's 4 minutes, so we do it twice around.
Okay. Do you guys work at both tracks?
I do.
Some
Do you?
people do. Yeah, some people do. 7 engines running those nights.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
That one's my favorite. I love this one here. The way the wheel action works. All right, well then later in the day, this is like 2 weeks after the Derby, they have the Preakness. I got to be careful how much I show of this because a lot of times they get their panties in a bunch. But yeah, this might not air on YouTube because. But the Preakness is 2 weeks after the Derby, and yeah, you got to watch this too. And then they got the weather vane thing, which is really neat. I love that. So they painted up with the colors of the winter, the jockey and the horse, and yeah. All right, well, this is my little studio here. It's the second bedroom in my house. I got a poster from the Detroit Grand Prix back in the day, and they're gonna have it back downtown. This is kind of doubles as a red light district too. Double X. And then here the hydroplane, that's the course for the Rooster Tails and all that stuff. And we're all proud to be American. All right, well, that wrapped that up for Saturday. Now, this is Sunday, May 21st. There we go. And I went with my mom. My mom loves this kind of stuff. In fact, I got my love of Detroit from my mom specifically, my dad too, but my mom would always be dragging us kids in the station wagon, dragging us downtown, and we do a lot of exploring, so that rubbed off on me. So anyways, she loves the market, and so do I, and Flower Day is just off the hook. You even have the mounted police in action. I mean, what's not to like? There's plenty of flowers to look at and buy, and it's like, this is like opening season or opening day for planting your gardens and stuff.
You want it outside on your porch?
All right, $15 each for a potted plant, and then 2 for $25. That was the going rate around noontime. But the prices go down later in the day. I was able to pick one up for $10, one of these hanging flower baskets. I'll show it later on too. But well, and then they have some bigger ones. That's a combo pot. Yeah, and interesting color patterns. This is nice purpley color. Very kid-friendly, family-friendly event. Yeah, and there were some musicians. I think we just saw earlier the River Rouge marching band. They didn't have their school colors on, but that River Rouge, they got a good band director, because I saw them at the St. Patrick's Day Parade earlier in the year. Born and raised in South Detroit, if there really is such a thing, but I would say South Detroit is south of the Rouge River. There's a little part of Detroit down there, an interesting neighborhood near the Marathon Refinery, which we'll see in next week's show. But you can get around. There's pedestrian bikes. Bring your best walking shoes, because parking was a real challenge. You had to park out in Timbuktu and walk in. My mom, there's my mom, and she's a real trooper. She's 88 years old, be 89 in November. There's Aretha. Yeah, when you're in the Eastern, and there's the eye in the sky, so watch yourself. Don't get out of hand, because, yeah, people are watching. They had a fire over here in this building, so these businesses are down. Supino Pizzeria temporarily closed, but yeah, fire and then water damage after that. I think it started in the upper level, and then the water drifted, gravity type thing. Water got in on the lower level too, but yeah, they got some work to do. Close to downtown, which is nice. You get a decent view. Shops on top. This is a nice 3-story building, so we'll get some retail. This place, Tommy McGee's, they're into the soccer type thing. They're a good sports bar if you enjoy soccer. These murals are just awesome here. Right in front or on the side of the Gratiot Central Market, but they were closed on Sunday. Fresh Fish Daily, and that guy's drinking like a fish. See that bottle? Looks like a fifth. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, colorful murals. Cheap Charlie's. That's probably where I should shop, because yeah, I'm kind of relatively cheap, or frugal, maybe is the good word. I'll spend money, but I want to make sure I'm getting good bang for the buck, kind of thing. Here we have tunnel vision as you go across the freeway. Yeah, and the mounted police again. Look at the badge here. Automotive capital of the world. I like to shorten that up and just say motor capital of the world. But, yeah. But that's cool. But that's a fan favorite, too, the mounted police. This Vivio's, if you like Bloody Marys, they really do it up. They had a line outside getting in here. 1892 is the born-on date. So this is an old one. Was it Mayfarth Hall? Neat little building. I wonder what's on the upper levels. And then next door, this is a really cool place. 1893. So yeah. J.R. Hurt Company or something like Junior. But they had cheese. You can walk up to the second and third floor. These are mesmerizing. They had all these wind things, chimes or whatever, all the bells and whistles and flipping around and whatever, which is kind of cool. Yard ornaments or what you do. So DeVries and Company, and so we'll step inside. And they got nice, well, look at this. Some people don't like being woke, but they got rainbow chips. If you're into that kind of thing. Here's the city of Dearborn. I love these color-coded old-school maps. I have one of these, but I bought it and I got it in black and white. I should have gotten it color-coded. My frugal self, I just didn't splurge. I should have. Hellfire, holy crap. You got to be careful with that. But yeah, people with spices. The wood floors, this is old school. I love the look. Even the staircase going up to the upper level, it's like really narrow. But they're into the, they got meats, but I guess they're known for their cheese. And Saturday's probably the more active day. People had a mindset today that they're into the flowers kind of thing. So people were doing the outdoorsy thing. But look at, they got some specials here. I'm not a cheese lover, so I don't know if those are good prices. Probably they're fair. But yeah, they had some produce and vegetables, but not much. Saturday is the day you want to come for that. They got a pink pig if you want to put that in your garden. Maybe a little aardvark, rooster, different animals. There's a lot of cool businesses around here, too. And Henry the Hatter relocated over here. They've been here for a few years. God, it's too bad they weren't open. I would have loved to have stepped inside. But, yeah, there's all cool murals all over the place. And then Capital Poultry. Good lighting. Detroit City. We have a soccer team, Detroit City football, that plays in Hamtramck. Midnight Temple. And we were getting hungry, so we stopped over here, brought my mom. I went upstairs. Well, my mom's sitting down there, but I came up here to the Midnight Temple to get like a lemonade drink. It was very good. So this is a bar action. They got a cool little pool table. And then some greenery and some artwork. I like to say art is everywhere, so well decorated. Yeah, look at that pool table. That's sweet. This is the food. I think it was Indian food or Pakistani. Here's what my mom got. She got it with the noodles. She liked it. I tried it too, and I liked it. I had some chicken marsala type thing. The murals are all over the place. The murals really started like an Eastern Market, but they've spread to other parts of the city, including Corktown, Grand River, the North End neighborhood. Stuff is all over. I mean, and art just beautifies the place. It's perfect. You can rent a moped over here, and then this is a camper place. It's bars, so that caught my eye. But a couple young entrepreneurial ladies that just bought the camper, and I ended up getting a little spring drink from them. Put a little pep in my step. Then I don't know. Here's, you can adjust the controls. I don't know if that's for a stove or what, or a radio. I don't know. Back in the day, I was a high-low driver, so yeah, that always catches my eye. And then, yeah, just taking a little look-see around the place while I'm here. My mom, yeah, she likes to rest every now and then, which is cool. So she allows me to run around and capture stuff. There's a nice Catholic church there, and then I'll catch up with her in a little bit. But I'm doing a little spinorama. Here's a place that they do steers and retail for lease. Jack should be the name running that. Jack and the Beanstalk. Look at the brickwork. I love that. So that people live in that. It was an old brewery type thing. You can get fancy drinks here. Look at this. They had the outdoor thing. So yeah, $10, but I think you could get the whole like pineapple thing. They were all crazy with the drinks. And again, it's family friendly, so you can bring the toddler. And you got to start them out young, like I'm saying. So bring them to the market. They'll get hooked. They'll get older, and they'll want to eat healthy. Here's my mom again. I said, you got to pose in front of the skeleton. That must be like a Cinco de Mayo theme. This one's for me. The devil is a liar. That's my evil twin. My mom likes the big boy, so I caught that in that mural. This one, I think, is fairly new, this Greek place. But when you put these outdoor tables, people like that. And here, your day just got better. Yeah, they must have some kind of cooking operation or baking operation. Here's like another brewery type thing, the Lager House, number 5. And they got beer, and yeah, and they had a good crowd. Well, it was just a fabulous day on Sunday. Saturday was a little chilly, but Sunday was just delightful. Oh, that's good to know about drinking beer, if you're into that. But yeah, inside the place has some character. Easter Market has a ton of character. No matter who you are, you're probably going to find something that tickles your funny bone or tickles your fancy, whatever. Elevate everything. Definitely. Yeah, and urban planning and stuff like that, that elevates everybody if it's done right. And explore, that's a good positive word. Explore. It's what you got to do. You want to see what's around the next corner. And go around the block a couple times if you have to, because you probably missed something on the first go-around. Oh, and there's a band. I don't know if it's the same band. And you can get elephant ears. I mean, what's not to like? And mini donuts? Please. Here, DET.com is the website if you want to check. And I have links to the latest YouTube videos that I have. There were some vegetables, so I noticed these, the peppers. So they're bright and colorful. And then Bert's Marketplace. Oh my gosh, if you like barbecue, this is the hookup here.
Why am I editing now?
grill masters were hard at work. That's a one-man Wrecking Crew blues band right there. He was taking a break, but he plays out there in front a lot, and he's pretty good. But look at all the little tables out here. Fago, that's a Detroit thing too. So they had free samples, but if you wanted a full 12-ounce thing, it was only $1. That's a cute little bicycle. There's all number of wagons out here too. I could have done a show on all the different kind of wagons they had, but we should have brought a cart, but we didn't. Otherwise, we would have brought more. But based on how far away you have to park, that would be a good suggestion. And a lot of these wagons were like collapsible wagons. All right, well, I parked out in the boondocks even further than this place, but this is Airbnb. Book your next stay. So 2126 Pierce. So I guess maybe you can do it on Facebook or the Airbnb. It's like a diamond in the rough. It's kind of a little narrow but 2-story. I don't know how they do, but it's been there for a while. But this part of this is going to be urban planning in this neighborhood too. There's a lot of work to be done here, and they're going to tear down that waste incinerator. So watch this near east side explode. All right, I parked way out here, and then they're getting ready for the Movement Festival. So I got the lineup. That's a big thing, a big to-do, and that's on Labor Day weekend. Here we go again, Explore Michigan, most definitely. Exploring's a good thing. It's so much fun just to see what's on the other side. And Michigan's a kick-ass state. We need to promote our state. I love those Pure Michigan ads. All right, then they got a free blues festival, and I went through that with my mom, St. Aubin and Frederick. Here's that incinerator. They're tearing it down. Oh, thank God. And some train action. This is full-scale model there, which is always good to see. My eyes always catch the train action. All right, and then a wedding thing. This is back in Dearborn, the Henry Ford Park at Ford Road in Greenfield. So a lovely couple here taking some photographs. 317 at Michigan Avenue and Greenfield at Citco. All right, then. Okay, we're all proud to be American and from the state of Michigan. I'm only 42 minutes in. I said, what to do? They give me a full hour show in Dearborn on the public access. So I got to fill up the full hour if I can. It doesn't cost me anything. So I decided I'll be here at Oakwood and Schaefer, and urban planning could take place here too. That was a restaurant. I think that was a donut shop. This is the Marathon Refinery, but it doubles kind of as our Cape Canaveral, and I think they can launch rockets from that launch point. La Salsa's a good restaurant too. I'll vouch for them. Okay, I'm at the Y Lot, and they got the heavy power, the power towers here. And, this is like, I don't know. In a pinch, probably they could do rocket launches here. But, yeah, it's some kind of refinery action. There's, like, all number of tubing and things going here to there. It's like you need a schematic and people to explain what the hell's going on. Here looks like an elevator kind of thing. You could probably do a suspense or a thriller type movie running through here and having the good guys chase the bad guys. That'd be a lot of fun. But look at all the tube action. All number of tubes going all over the place. You're wondering, it's quite the process to refine oil into the gas that you can, the petrol that you can fill your car with. But yeah, look at even all the different type of stacks. And then I'm trying to look to see if I could see anyone climbing up there. I'd love to climb up there and get a nice view, but I can see the ladder or the stairs on the side. Not traditional stairs, but Yeah, this is a big to-do, this refinery in Detroit, though, and along with that, you get some kind of pollution and kind of some smells and stuff. I think they keep it kind of to a low roar. Look at the curly Q or the twist action fluted on these guys. That's quite. I'm wondering what that add. I mean, artistically, it looks cool, but it must add something to the refining process. What, I don't know, but yeah. And at nighttime, that's really the time to check it out because things light up and they have a couple of flamethrower action type things. But they got some heavy artillery in here, and you don't want to mess with those people. And then they got, they cut off Oakwood. So now, right at Dick's, it used to be you could drive straight through that road there, but they blocked it off. And now you got to take Dick's and you kind of loop around. And it's that way to get to Ganella's Deli. They make good sandwiches there, and that I think it's Giovanni's Italian restaurant, which is very high end. If you like Italian food, that's supposed to be a good place to go. But yeah, and then if you want the power hookup or need a recharge, I'm thinking like Frankenstein would like to do the hookup. He'd probably there's probably some kind of plug-in that he could do around here. DET.com is the website. All right, well, I'm still in Detroit, but they got skating lessons here. And I saw this mural, and I said, I'm going to take a peek because I got all the murals at Eastern Market. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But this one here, it's a rollercade. And they got the phone number in there even, if you can catch that. What up, Doe? That's how they talk in the hood. I know that. Well, the proprietor, the owner, let me inside. And so I said, yeah, I'll take a peek inside. They didn't have open skating here on this Sunday, or maybe later in the day, but not in the afternoon. But as a kid, I used to roller skate a lot at the youth center. Where the Performing Arts building is in Dearborn now. Well, they still have it, but not for roller skating. It's the Lincoln Ballroom or whatnot. But, geez, I could bring back memories. They got a couple of disco balls in here. Looks like the lights. Look at the door handles. That's pretty clever. And then they got a magazine. From your place or other places?
Our place. It's some information about the other rinks, but for the most part, it's all about roller skating.
Okay.
Yep. That's yours.
All about roller skating. That's the owner there. I met him. Real nice guy. All right, $10 admission, $3 skate rental. So $13 total. Unless if you have your own skates, you can save that $3. But yeah, I used to do that as a kid. I was a young whippersnapper. I was quick as all get out. I was good on the skates. Now I'm just an old fart kind of thing, but oh well. I still got my memories. All right, River Rouge. Yeah, they're a big dude. They got a good band. They're into their Panthers. I'm going to head north on Jefferson here. And let's see, I'm 48 minutes. I still got 12 minutes. Here's my calling card. You are watching Motor Capital. DET.com, if I can get that in focus, is the website. And we're all proud to be American, or we should be, right? All right, this is a little bit camouflaged, but that's a fire hydrant there, or a fire plug if you like. This is the Jefferson Avenue Bridge, and it was down, it's back in operation, but it was down for a little bit because a freighter hit the bridge. They forgot to open it up or whatnot. Yeah, how nice is that? But it's open now, or working now. They got some tugboats here, and then the freighters, they use the Rouge River, the freighters do to service the Ford Rouge plant. But they'll unload like supplies and the like over here, so they got all number of apparatuses. It's really cool when a boat is docked here and they're unloading it. It's really kind of nice to check it out. But this is a drawbridge. I would have loved if a freighter was going up and down the Rouge, Look at all the rivets here, too. It's strong. Yeah, so we'll take a look here at the Lower Rouge. And there's one of those flamethrower things, and those look great at night. I think of the Jay Giles song, Flamethrower. There's the Gordie Howe Bridge, and look, they got some cables stringing down, so I don't think I'll get there. Oh, wait, I might get there yet, yeah. I got like an hour and 14 minutes of video. I forget exactly where I hit the 1 hour mark. They won't let me go over an hour. There's no overtime allowed, but here, we saw the Wisconsin, there's Pennsylvania, so there's a few tugboats here. They might have used one of those when the freighter got stuck at Belle Isle earlier in the week. They had a tug pull it out. It ran aground. Here's a railroad bridge going across the Rouge there. There's like 3 drawbridges that go across the Rouge. There's Jefferson, Oakwood, and Dix. And then you got the big I-75 bridge, of course. And you got, I think, a couple of railroad bridges. So it's kind of neat. All right. They got rules here. But in a marine terminal, that looks abandoned. Urban planning could take place here, too. For some reason, this is like a huge bird haven. All these pigeons and stuff. Man, look at all of them. They just really like hanging out over here for some reason. All right. There's the water terminal. They got all that. So the sewage treatment plants. All right. Looking at the map on my phone, Zug Island. That is we got to promote Zug Island kind of as a tourist destination. I know you have like Aruba, the Bahamas, the Caribbean. You could go A to Z, but you can save Zug Island, the best for last. I love Zug Island. All right, well, this is a fishing area here, and then nearby they got the Detroit Coffins, and this are iron coffins. 1369 Dearborn Street. Love the brickwork. But this building, it looks like it's for sale. Check this out. For sale. So what gives? And you think motorcycle clubs would be all the rage these days, but maybe they're getting older and moving on or doing other things. Yeah, and across the way, across Jefferson, they're working on the plaza for the bridge thing, but I'm going to turn here on Springwell's Court. Detour ahead. I love detours. But, yeah, we're going to get a closer inspection here of the towers for the Gordie Howe International Bridge. And I wish the news outlets would cover more of the progress. Channel 7, just like a week ago or so, I saw Channel 7 had a time-lapse thing in the bridge. Look at all the cables strung out. But we need daily updates, don't we? Instead of just all the murders and rapes and fires and shootings and horrible things that happen to people, they should have a feel-good news story about bridge. Because, yeah, this is urban planning, too. And just watching these big projects, I'm a little kid at heart. In a lot of respects, I've never grown up. But this kind of stuff, I love to see this shit. I really do. It's just like, this is fascinating. And if you're a dad or a mom, and yeah, take your kid and take a spin down here and say, yeah, check this out. This is so cool. It's larger than life. I mean, it's a big deal, like when Comerica Park was being built, or Ford Field. You know, that was right downtown, and that's kind of neat because everybody's passionate about their sports teams. Now, we can be passionate about our bridges too. This is going to be an architectural jewel when it's all said and done. This is going to look great. And it goes to the coolest city too, Windsor in Canada, a whole different country. Canada rocks. And so we need to promote that more too, that we're so close to Canada. Now that we've gotten post-COVID, I think things are going to start getting a little better. But just the way they're constructing this stuff is just unreal. It's like hanging over the edge, but they haven't strung any cables across the river yet. They have cables to support the roadway bed, but that's the Canadian side there. And they have Homeland Security here. And then they also have the Detroit-Windsor Truck Ferry. So if it's too big to go across the bridge, they put them on a ferry and bring it across that way, which is kind of neat too. But yeah, they got part of the roadbed here, and it's just, you can see it taking shape. And then this will be the approach down to the plaza. They got a big customs facility and all number of things. It'll be really quite fascinating. So here's looking straight across to Windsor. You can see the tower through that on the other end, maybe. And they got some heavy crane action here. But yeah, this is the plaza area. So that might be the welcome center, or, you know, where you can buy duty free and all that. And I don't know, you can usually get cheaper gas, I think. Fort Wayne is right next door. Yeah, this park here, Fort Wayne's to my left, but this is open to the public. Delray Park, Detroit River fishing access. The fisher people know all about this park. And so off yonder, looking north, it's about a 1 mile north, you get the Ambassador Bridge, and then even a little further, you can see the GM Global headquarters. But you can get right down by the river. And yeah, so it was a gorgeous day, so a lot of pleasure craft. People were fishing out there, but some people were with their speedboats and all that. Here's a closer look at the Canadian side. They got a crane hanging over the edge there too. Yeah, but yeah, they don't have any cables strung across yet. I want to see when that starts happening. But yeah, you got the overhangs going here. And there's a crane on a precipice here, but those cables are holding it up, which is kind of neat. So I don't know how far they can go before they have to string the cables between the towers. But that's some heavy crane action there. That crane is tall, tall, tall. But a lot of fisher people, fishermen or fisherwomen, that's belching or billowing out smoke. Hopefully it's like steam action, not like heavy pollutants and all that. But yeah, Zug Island and South Detroit, if you want to call it that, is heavily industrialized. And you can smell it in the air too. You get the video and the audio here, but your olfactory you don't get. So that kind of does pose a little bit of a problem. Although it's gotten better, it doesn't stink to high heaven like a lot. Well, it has its moments, I guess. Here's the stairs going up, and we'll take a little closer look at the cables. Looks like they got some holes up their top where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 more holes that they can string cables down. Oh, and the eye in the sky, so I'm aware of that. Here's a power tower, and I like to say art is everywhere, so even in the power tower, which is kind of neat. And this power tower, it'll launch it off to Windsor. It goes across the river, so maybe they share power. Oh, here we go. I got lucky, some boat action. Yeah, this is always worth it. You got to always stop and take a deep breath and watch this going, because you don't normally see freighters, like, at least in Dearborn, I don't see freighters going down any rivers or nothing. So, yeah, when you're down by the river, if a big boat goes by, just stop and relax, take a deep breath and chill. Yeah, it's like larger than life. Big boats, big bridges. Yeah. Folks, though, thanks for watching. We'll continue this next week, hopefully. But have a good day or night.